Athena is important to the community for several reasons. Athens is a place that really celebrates culture, art, and thinking, and I think the cinema embraces all those attributes, and film really embraces all those attributes. It's a place for everyone, the students and the community combined. The theater's seen a lot of changes through history. It's kind of been the backdrop in Athens through everything. There's pictures from the 60s when the Kent State shootings happened of students protesting outside. There's pictures from, the 20s of people celebrating Halloween. So it's just been this backdrop in Athens, the marquee's constantly in the background.
Okay, Dorset Theater was formed in 1970s, early 70s. The Athens Theater had a fire. I was interviewing the owner as a prospective buyer before it burned, but I certainly was after it burned. The theater was more than available at that time, and so I bought it, and then I secured a loan, a mortgage probably, for $444,000. And this was in 1989 or 1990. Here are pictures of the theater when I bought it. And this is the theater after it had burned out. So you can see there was extensive damage done.
Cinema's been through a lot. There's been fires, there's been floods, so just natural, causes have caused a lot of distress to the actual facade of the building. I think it's been through a lot, but it's a testament to the town that it survived, because without the patrons and the townspeople and the students and the university community really being committed to it being here, it may have been, burned or washed away long ago, but it's just rebuilt and has a special place in the community.
There's just a lot of nice thoughts about having a hometown theater. It's a place to go on a date, and we did our senior year in high school. We did rent the theater out and had a movie night there, and you have thoughts of dates and parties and friends and things that those memories come back to you. Anybody that walks by a theater and doesn't get lured in by the smell of popcorn doesn't have a sense of smell.
The only competition we had was a drive-in in Nelsonville, which is owned by a local family. When the Tenplex opened up in Nelsonville, the business just dropped in half. The theater began losing money. There aren't enough students going to the movies often enough to support a theater in a small town. I mean, you need a bigger population base than that.
But it was a nice theater, but the economies will not allow that anymore. You have to have more variety, and people demand more variety, and people aren't satisfied with just one movie being shown for a week.
That was the beginning of the downturn, and then at some point, and I don't remember how many months went by, I decided that I would have to sell it. So it was put on the market. I had a realtor. The realtor negotiated with various people.
I think the university purchased the Athena because there was the threat of it possibly closing or becoming some sort of business. I think I heard a rumor at one point that could be a Chinese restaurant or a shopping, a store for clothes or something. And I think everybody recognized the value of it here to everyone here, and it was something the university wanted to do for the community as well, as kind of a goodwill olive branch.
There were conversations, interest was raised, as you read the newspaper articles, didn't want this to happen, didn't want to lose a downtown. Everybody was up in arms, and the university then negotiated, and I accepted their offer.
projection system here is relatively new. We've been operating with 35 millimeter platter system for many years, and we show 35 millimeter. We also have a 16 millimeter and a 70 millimeter projector, and that kind of gives us our claim to be one of the longest continuously running cinemas that's shown film. But we recently converted to digital, which was an industry conversion that everyone was required to do to stay in business. Now we're going back to a time where projection is thought of as a very specialized craft that takes a lot of skill and a lot of training and understanding to be handled properly. We're doing everything we can to show film the way it was meant to be shown and to have, respect and care for the craft and art of projection. Athena is approaching its 100th anniversary, and it opened on June 3rd, 1915, and our first movie we played was Mary Pickford's Cinderella. It's been around for a long time. We're just heading in a great direction. We've done more traditional things in the past, playing the bigger Hollywood films. Now we're kind of working in more of a niche area, playing independent films and playing local filmmakers' work and really embracing stuff that wouldn't be seen elsewhere. I think that we're really changing with the times for the better, because the theater's been a place that's been able to adapt to change rather than becoming obsolete.